Good afternoon, my name is Mike Mongo. I'm an astronaut teacher. Today's talk, how to get hired in aerospace, could be said in two different ways. It could be said as a statement, this is how you get hired in aerospace, or it could be said as a question, how do I get hired in aerospace? And there's imaginably any number of answers to the question, how do I get hired in aerospace? You could pull from any number of sources, but today what I'm going to deliver to you is the absolute 100% guaranteed way to get hired in aerospace. I've got 20 minutes to make this happen, and the technology is not working with me. And in order to get from here, where I have the answer, to there, where you have the answer, we have to go through these things. We have to go through 5 tweaks, 4 methods, 3 reminders, 2 emails, and one answer. So we have to go, once again, we have to go through 5 power tweaks, adjustments, 4 methods, 3 reminders, 2 emails, and 1 answer to get to where we're going. And listen, some of these may seem a little funny, but I'm telling you, these are spot on. If you follow these guides, if you follow these rules, you're going to get exactly where you're going. Are we all on the same page? Let's see if we can make this happen. Tweak number 1. When you're going in for an interview, floss. Floss. Before you go in the night before, floss the day before you go into the interview. When you're going into an interview, I mean, one of your friends might come up to you and like, damn, you got the dragon. But your potential employer is not going to do that. And what you may not understand is the potential employer, when you go into a potential employer and make the pitch for yourself, what is happening is it's kind of like you're entering a playground. And then there is a sandbox that you're going over to, and there's some kids in the sandbox, and you're hanging out with them for a second, they're checking you out, and then if they like you, one of the kids is going to come up to you and say, we like you, we think you'd be fun to play with. That's what it's like to get hired. The employer comes up to you and says, we like you, we think you'd be fun to play with. You cannot be, hi, my name is Harry Handshake, and I'm here to help, and have that gas coming out of your breath. Okay, so floss, power tweak number 1. Power tweak number 2, don't say I'm a people person when people ask what qualities you have to offer. I'm a people person. Listen, I'm a person, you're a person. I presume that we're both people persons. I take it for granted that we are all of the same species and we all get along, and that's wonderful. The only person who can rightfully say I'm a people person is like Hannibal Lecter. And that's not the kind of person we want to hire. So what I want you to say from now on, when people say, why should I hire you or put you in that position, here's what you're going to say. I like teams. I like to be on a team. All right, I want you to turn to the person next to you and say, I like teams. That was weak. I wanted you to turn to the person on the other side and say, I like being part of a team.
I like being part of a team.
All right, that's right. So no more, I'm a people person, I like people. We already have that down. We're team players here. Oh, this is a power tweak. Speak to yourself as you would allow others to speak to you. This is a crazy one. You can be in your own private space. If you're at home, if you're somewhere, if you're doing something and you forget something, you're like, oh my God, I put the wrong hashtag on. Oh my God, I'm so stupid. I'm so dumb. What is my problem? Man, why are you so messed up? God, you are ugly. Don't ever talk to yourself like that. Don't ever talk to yourself. We don't allow other people to talk to ourselves like that. When you're by yourself, when you're in your own space, do not talk to yourself like that. That is so important, and you would be so surprised how many of us do it. And then we learn, oh, there's another way, and here's the other way. I'm human. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. I am awesome. I am awesome. No, you are awesome. You are good. You are beautiful. And I would know that because it takes one to know one. You are beautiful. You are awesome. You are brilliant. That's why you're here. It's fantastic. Speak to yourself as you would allow others to speak to you. Power tweak number 4. LinkedIn, social presence, resume. On your LinkedIn page, you cannot say that, like look at these words: organizational, effective, motivated, extensive experience, track record, innovative, responsible, analytical, and problem solving. Do not use these words on your LinkedIn page. Most importantly, there's that part I'm interested in on your LinkedIn page, that very first thing. Do not put, I am looking for a job that challenges me. Do not put that in, and some of us have that in here for sure right now. All right, and do not put, I'm a free spirit and I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. That's not the right answer either. Your LinkedIn, your social presence, your resume, your social presence. When I'm Googling, when you're looking to me for a job, when I'm doing a hire, I am doing extensive Googling. And I want you to know that as yellow flag to me as the keg stand, the headstand on the keg stand, that thing, is this person has absolutely no social presence whatsoever. No social presence. They're not doing anything. They're not participating. They're not volunteering. They're not out there. They're not pursuing the thing which they are purporting in front of me to love. So you must make sure that you are out there. This is how people get hired today. Trust me. When you get hired, you are Googled. And it is not a simple Google. If your name is John Smith, I'm going to find you. And okay, so the resume. The resume is a tough one. Resume is not easy. Resume is not an easy thing. But I'll tell you what, if you're just out of university, I want a one-page resume. I don't want more than that. I do not want to know that you worked at the pool. I do not want to know that you're great at making pizzas. We all had part-time jobs. We all were in high school. We all did those sort of things. We don't need that on a resume. So in order to make your resume pop, you need one of these. A mentor. If you do not have a mentor, find one. I have a personal mentor, that's Mr. B. Johnson. I have plenty of professional mentors. And for me, they're peers. They're other professionals who are successful who I call and say, I have this challenge, what's your input on this? But for you, a professional mentor is going to be different because you're starting out, and so you want to get to the place that they are. So you're going to align yourself with somebody, and you can pretty much contact anybody. In fact, you can contact almost anybody here at this conference, and you can say, I need a mentor. If you have a chemistry and you're clicking, they're going to say, okay, it's going to be emails mostly, it's going to be some telephone calls, that kind of thing, maybe some tweets, direct messages, that kind of thing, but you need a mentor. Those are the five power tweaks, all right? We'll move on to the 4 methods. These are how to get hired in aerospace. Work for free. Story Musgrave said it. It was his ace card. And then I pulled out my ace card, I tell him I work for free. Work for free. You just got out of college, you have relatively little debt, you probably don't have a mortgage, you probably don't have dependents, you may not have a car payment. That's awesome. This is a luxury. This is a real advantage. So if you are confident in your abilities and your capabilities, you can go into a place and say, pitch yourself, sell yourself, make the case. And then they're like, well, I don't know, and then close the deal. And I will work for free, just to prove to you that I'm your person. And you will know in a very short period of time if you're the right person for that job, and they will know that. And if you are, you're adding value to that company, and they're going to keep you guaranteed. I cannot count the number of jobs that I got. This is the simplest ploy in the entire world. I mean, I'm already confident, all right? But and maybe I came this way. I don't know. I don't remember because I got to this point. And there's a great saying: "Fake it till you make it." So you go in there. You be confident. Don't have bravado. Don't tell Elon Musk that you've got a better way of doing rockets. All right? You can, unless you do. Unless you do. And then, and if you do, be really clear about it. And then say, and I'll work for free. And you're in the door. The next thing, this is like work for free, but it's not exactly. While you're job hunting, there's that time you're not doing anything, and it can be, is anybody job hunting in here? Is there anybody doing that? Oh my God, what a grueling process. I mean, it's grueling, it's demeaning, there's all that, it's like, nobody's gonna hire me. I've got a friend, he's been putting in resumes for, well, he just graduated, so like 6 to 8 months. And I'm like, 6 to 8 months? That's nothing. But you gotta fill in. You gotta have something to do, otherwise you'll just drive yourself a little crazy. So volunteering means that you find something that's directly related to what the goal you're pursuing, indirectly related, or completely unrelated. And then you volunteer your time in between the time you're working on getting a job. When I'm looking at a resume, when I see that somebody volunteers, they don't have any experience, but I see they volunteer, that catches my attention. I'm like, wow, this person's really willing to commit and willing to give of themselves to the community and make the world a better place. I like it. Big winner volunteer. Looks great on a CV. Oh, story also said this one. A lot of times you can get a job. This is so great. This is like, talk about insider scoop. You can get a job just by showing up. You can just show up ready to work. Show up ready to work. You go in, you interview, you do your thing, and you show up, and you're like, what are you doing here? You didn't get the job. You're not hired. I'm ready to work if you need me. Well, we don't need you. That's okay. I'm just being present. I'm just being present. I'm telling you, crazy, right? The next day, show up. Well, I'm letting you know, I'm ready for this. This is what I'm here for. Next day, show up. And guess what? The guy or the girl or the person that they hired didn't show up in their third day. That's not your fault. Here's what they're going to say. All right, you want a job? I love that line. Because I'm ready to win. Yes. Have a good idea. My guy that said, if I was talking to Elon Musk, here's what I would tell him. Well, maybe he's got a good idea. If you've got a good idea, that's an automatic job. If you really have a good idea, if you can increase the bottom line, if you can affect deliverables, if you can reduce costs, if you can show that you're the person to make this happen, bring it to the show. Don't be afraid of having one good idea. Don't be that person. I've only got one good idea. You want to, and some people are challenged to how to find a good idea. I'll show you this is how I find a good idea. I store my ideas in different places. I have a mind space, and then where it takes place is like arithmetic is right here. Here's my arithmetic right here. 2 + 2 = 4. See, just like that. It's right here. I know it's right there. If I'm thinking about my history, my past, it's behind me. When I'm thinking in my head, it's behind me. It's like, oh yeah, okay. So that time I was swimming in the canal in Florida, and there was that alligator. I'm looking back here in my head. When I'm telling a joke, I go for joke. I go over here. Joke is why don't cannibals eat clowns? Because they taste funny. But it's right there. It's for me. And so when I go for an idea, my idea place is always right here, the light bulb territory. It's right here. And so if I'm, for instance, I have to do a presentation at SEDS SpaceVision 2014. So I go up to this place right here and I say, okay, I've got to come up with an idea for this presentation. I've got to be able to grab this room. What is the thing that I need? So look at the idea, the mechanism of consciousness is right here. And it knows that I love this. So I'm not faking it. I'm not here to just try to make money or something like that. This is my passion. And so my idea factory right here, the light bulb, says, okay, here's an idea. How to get hired in aerospace. I'm like, how to get hired in aerospace, that's awesome. And I run with it. And that's how you have an idea. You find that place, you be true to it, you tell it what you really want. I want an idea for this. You find your idea place, you go to it, and that's how you get a good idea. So when people tell me, I can't figure out a good idea, give it time. Find the place, give it attention, be true, and the ideas will come. All right, so those are the 4 methods. 3 reminders. This is a good one. Okay, so my friend Michael Pavarev, he was at another conference I was at 2 years ago, and he's a great guy, just graduated aerospace, and he wanted to work at SpaceX. So he pursued it, he went after it, and they offered him a position. But he didn't like it. The position they offered him wasn't the right one for him. So he turned it down, which is, to me, awesome. Okay, so he turned down the position at SpaceX. And then he keeps on going, and then a little more time passes, and then he applies for another position that comes up, and they hire him. So Michael is working at SpaceX right now, and I call him up and I said, Michael, I'm addressing all these attendees at SpaceVision 2014, and do you have any insight that I could share with them about the hiring process? And he says, let me think about it, I'll get back to you. And he did, and he said, this is what I want you to tell them. First, you are not the smartest person in the room. Elon Musk could be in here right now. We're name dropping him a lot. He could be right here, and for us, he's the smartest person in the room probably. But for him, he's not. For him, he knows that there's somebody else in here who knows something that he doesn't know. And that's how it is for all of us. And he said to remember this. When you go into a room, don't be fooled. I love this. People will often come up to me and purport to be more smarter than I am. They will. I mean, I've had people tell like, oh man, you don't have any idea how much smarter I am than you. Who am I to argue? Preach on. I walk right around. Reminder number 2. Oh, this is a good one. Be polite. Be nice. Did anyone see Dr. Porter's, Sian Porter, when she was speaking this morning, Astronaut? She said that it was her going around and talking with people over the course of her career and being nice and being polite that had an effect later in life, years along. Like there was a person, she went to graduate school, who later suggested that she do this, she would be available for this role. 6 years later, something like that, because he remembered her well. You never know who you're talking to. We never know. You will be surprised. You will be amazed. It is wonderful. It is wonderful if you are polite, and if you are not, it is terrible. You're like, oh my God, is that person? Oh my God, well, might as well not go for this job. Please, thank you, yes ma'am, no ma'am, open the door, close the door, move the chair. You don't know who's watching you. This is a good one. Reminder number 3. Activate this before you activate this. Activate this before you activate this. And here at SpaceVision, this happened. I was watching Ben Haldeman, who seems like a really bright guy, and that Planet Labs thing has been amazing to me. I've been paying attention to it for some time. And he's here, and he's talking with an attendee, and if you're that person, you don't have to volunteer that it was you. And Ben gives the attendee his card. Here's my card. Hey, you're in the game. And the attendee says, oh, is this your personal number? If I call it, will you pick up? Can I call you and ask you if you want to go trick-or-treating? What? It was an awkward moment. It was just like it was like a little joke, you know, but it wasn't the right spot. And that's because this was not working while this was. Activate this before activating this, okay? All right, so that's the 3 reminders. That leads us to the 2 emails. 2 emails. Michael at SpaceX said, hey, if anybody at SpaceVision 2014 wants to email me, then by all means. Listen, if you don't have your smartphone out right now taking a picture of that, somebody at SpaceX wants to hear from you. That's called an in. Take advantage. That's me, Mike Mongo. That's my personal email address. Superstars. I was involved in 100 hires this past year. 100 hires. 2 emails, 1 answer. Get ready, here it comes. Do what you love, and you will get paid. This is your guide. Again, Dr. Porter. She was 16, she needed glasses, she thought she wasn't going to be an astronaut, so she pursued what her passions were. Her passions, all right? Get a hold of this, everyone. She loved food and she loved cameras. She pursued those passions. Now, how do food and cameras lead to astronauting? And yet it did. This is 100% absolutely infallible. You do what you love and you will get paid. It will be a struggle. That struggle will build character. That character will enable you to do and deal with any challenge. and you will get the most valuable thing in the world, which is experience. As long as you're pursuing what you love, the struggle is completely worthwhile. You don't, it's like, it's hard, but it's awesome. Or you can go the easy route. I need to get paid. I need to get the money. I need to do this. I need to do this. Okay, so I'll just settle for second best. And my mom or my dad or my teachers or somebody says that you've got to go this route. Hey, put down those dreams and ideas and be practical. You need to not do this. Don't volunteer. Don't try and work for free. Manager position at Burger King is open right now. That's no joke. And trust me, plenty of people go the other route. It's called compromise and will never, ever get you where you're going. However, you all now have the answer. This is it. Do what you love and you will get paid. All right, thank you. My name is Mike Mongo.